What is up, Media community? Welcome back to the channel. Today is quite a different video from my usual videos because it's a sneak peek of the history video I'm working on right now that will be released on November 21st, 2021. So it's about the Britannic, the last ship of the Olympic class and the sister ship to the Titanic and Olympic. Now, I'm gonna share a bit of history facts with the Britannic, and I hope you have your ears ready and I hope you understand. So this is what Britannic looked like during her completion in 1914. She was launched in 1914, December 1914, and I believe if the fitting out process for both if Britannic went through the same fitting out process as Olympic and Titanic, it would have only taken like 7 months or so. So I would say at around July of 1915, she would have been completed, depending if it started in January. I mean, if it started in December, but if it started in January, then it would be in August. And this ship, Britannic, only lasted a career of a year and with 5 voyages. Britannic sank in 1916, November 21st, 1916, at around 8:12 a.m. She struck a mine off the coast of Key Island, or the Kea Channel, and she began sinking rapidly. And rapidly, speed is basically when she hit the mine, she was still moving at I think full speed, 21 knots, if I'm not mistaken. But if she wasn't, then I guess she may be like at a half speed or slow down. Or actually, I think definitely no. She was definitely at full speed. And as she was moving, when she hit the mine, it caused so much major damage that, if I'm right with my research, it twisted the metal in the bulkheads in both boiler room number 1, boiler room 6 and 5. So the bulkheads were open and not able to close. But for the rest of the compartments, mainly the back part, it was fine. But sadly, Britannic would have just sank in 55 minutes. She would have lasted, I would say, 3 to 5 hours if she wasn't moving, because like it was 6 compartments flooded, completely flooded, and I would have said that Britannic could have survived with 6 compartments flooded if she did not move. Now, the main problem with Britannic moving is like because water is getting pushed more and more into the ship as the ship is moving and sinking as well. And I would have said that she would have survived being that, and she could have sank in say like an hour or 2 if she stayed moving and all the water cycles were closed. Not all, but hey, she could have survived either way. But the problem with that was some of the nurses and doctors left open DE deck portholes, which meant water was flooding in over the closed bulkheads and into the next compartment. So Britannic began accelerating and sinking. Then the captain stopped and activated the emergency stop and decided to start the evacuation. Now, during the evacuation, the captain of the Britannic noticed the sinking has slowed, so he ordered to stop the evacuation and continue moving forward for I think at least 10 minutes to 15. But when he noticed that when the Britannic sinking accelerated, he stopped the ship entirely and ordered abandon ship. And at 9:07 a.m., 55 minutes after Britannic struck the mine, she slipped beneath the waves, forever going to be gone. On November 21st, 2016, it marked the 100-year anniversary of the Britannic sinking. And during her sinking, only 30 people lost their lives, which compared to the Titanic is a really good number of deaths, because like it's less than Titanic's, but it's still a very tragic loss of life. 30 people died, and most of those 30 deaths, I think maybe I'm thinking right now, like I think 6 of them were caused by the explosion. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the rest were caused by lifeboats that were launched we call this launch without permission from the captain during while the ship was moving. At this point, Britannic's bow was already nearing underwater, and Britannic's propellers began coming out of the water, still spinning. And some propeller, the propeller, I cannot speak today. The starboard propeller came out of the water spinning, and two of the starboard lifeboats were launched without permission. I think since 6 people died, and I don't want to do the math right now, I just don't want to say it. Let's say there was like a lot of people in those lifeboats, and due to the ship still moving and them not being able to row away because they weren't given permission to abandon the ship yet, the propellers sucked them in, and when the lifeboat hit the propeller, were crushed. And if I was there, I would have seen something horrific, honestly, if I would say. And I cannot imagine the people seeing these massive propellers coming out of the water, spinning down on them. Like, it must have been terrifying, honestly. And I really honor the brave souls of those on board of the Britannic that unfortunately lost their lives in sinking. I condemn my condolences. Really, I do. And today in the wreck, it's full of life again. Right now, it's full of life. A lot of sea creatures on board, and really, it was amazing. And now let's get on to some sneak peeks on the history video I'm working on. Right now, the script is finished, but if there's gonna be some more corrections I will do them. I'll fix the script up and prepare the video. And I'm gonna try to get an editing software somehow. Filmora does not work. Okay, Filmora X, I don't have it. Like, I think I need a premium for that. So, really, it was. So, also, here's a question for Domino Clavier. Clavier, can you explain to me how I can post my Filmora projects onto YouTube? I hope you can answer that down in the comments down below, depending if the comments aren't disabled, YouTube. Anyways, I am gonna play some simulation games, including Tiny Sailor's World, where I sailed the ship from. Well, I mean, it started in Southampton, and it did still have the same planned voyage, before she was turned to a hospital ship and inevitably sinking on the 21st of November. And really, it's just quite tragic. I mean, I can just imagine the passengers, the nurses, the doctors, the crewmen, the firemen, and possibly the captain, all enjoying some beautiful breakfast. Besides from some firemen still shoveling them coal to keep the ship moving, I can just imagine them enjoying breakfast, and then at 8:12 a.m. they just hear a quick bang on the ship, and began the ship sink, and the ship just began shaking violently, rocking towards port, just a bit strong of a lift, and then rolling back down steadily. I can just imagine that, like, and as the Britannic was sinking, a lot of people were panicking when they saw the mine, or at least when they felt the explosion. And as the lifeboats were lowered away from the Britannic, it was really amazing. These gantry davits right here, those were the ones that accelerated the evacuation further. These were the first ever electronic cranes on board a ship. But anyways, that's enough of my rambling on with the ship. Anyways, and what she was supposed to look like was this. Just like Titanic and Olympic, she would have had the normal transatlantic color, red hull, black superstructure, black like hull, and then white superstructure with a lot of stuff. But these gantry davits, I think they would have been painted white to match the lifeboats, but hey, I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, it never set sail on its maiden voyage either way. But anyways, that's enough of the sneak peek. I'm only giving 10 minutes of this sneak peek. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. That's all from CubeMino34, signing out. Peace out, community.